Good day, folks. Welcome to Andrew's Life, coming out of Marion, Indiana. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm back here in Indiana looking at some more properties. And I decided to stop over in the Marion real quick. And I gotta admit one thing about the city of Marion. Just to be fair and to be honest. I think I may have been wrong about certain aspects of Marion, Indiana. Now, the last video I made of the last couple of videos I made of Marion, Indiana, I wasn't exactly saying a lot of good things about this city. Now, on one of the videos I made of Marion, I tried to show you some better. I showed you guys a few areas of the city that were better, and I showed you plenty of areas of the city that were ran down. Now, it's been a second since I've done a Marion, Indiana video. I think the last Marion, Indiana video I done was back when I showed you guys some of the videos that I made when I was driving down Boots Avenue, which was back during well, it is like a year and a half ago, because it was back during the holidays, not of 2024, but of 2023. And I gotta say, I drove around all over the city, and to be quite frank, there are plenty of decent parts of the city to live. So for those of you that are looking to move to, I'll just say, northern central Indiana, and you're looking at moving to a smaller city because maybe you may have been priced out of Indianapolis or Fort Wayne, and so you're looking for like a smaller city, you don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, so I would say Marion, Indiana would be a city that would be worth putting on your list of cities to check out. Now, honestly, there are plenty of decent communities here in Marion where you can live. And just to name a few, like if you were to go on the far south side of this city, there's plenty of decent communities over there. Now, some of them, the houses are going to go for a little bit more money. Like they might go for, I'm going to say $200,000 plus. But if you don't have the most amount of money and you're looking at buying something, I would say if you decide to check out Marion, Indiana, check out the southwest side of the city. And I'm pretty sure there's other places here in the city that are good places to check out as well. But the two places that I know for a fact that are wonderful places to check out is check out the south side of the city. And also check out it would be considered the west side of the city. So check out the south side and check out the west side of the city. Those are the two parts of the city that I definitely would encourage people to check out if you're looking at moving to Marion, Indiana. Because there's places here where you can buy houses that sit on a quarter or even up to an acre, and you will almost forget that you're even in the city of Marion. Marion has had a lot of bad press from various content creators, myself included. And I just wanted to take this moment to put some truth to the matter, to be honest, to own up to my mistake, if you will, when it comes to Marion, Indiana. And also, as I drive through the city, I do see that the city is attempting to put a little bit of effort into making the city look better. I'll just give you guys a view of where I'm at right now. Obviously I'm here in downtown, and I do think the city is making an effort to make the city look better. Given that this city is within an hour of Fort Wayne, I do think in time the city will grow. When I do not know, I'm not going to even try to act like I'm some kind of a fortune teller, because I'm not. If I were, I would have been a millionaire. I'm just saying. But anyways, but given that this city is within an hour of Fort Wayne, I do believe this city in time will begin to grow as more people either A, get priced out of the metro, or B, just simply don't want to pay the price to live in the metro. I mean, because like I said, especially if you were to look like on the outskirts of this city, as far as housing is concerned, there's a lot of good neighborhoods on the outskirts of the city. Like if you were to go towards, for an example, if you were to go towards, let's say, Gas City or Jonesboro, or if you're driving on Indiana 9, if you were to go north, like you're going towards Fort Wayne, or south, like you're going towards Anderson, there are some areas on the outskirts of the city that would be worth a look. Now again, if you go too far out, some of those houses might get a little pricey, because some of those houses are going to be sitting on some acres. So for those of you that want to live in the city, or you want to live close to the city, and you don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, and you don't want to deal with a whole lot of backhand or passive aggressive bigotry, those are some of the places where you can look for housing if you're interested in moving somewhere in the general Marion, Indiana area. So I just wanted to get it off my chest real quick. I want to talk about one more thing, and that is I want to talk about housing briefly. Now, a lot of us who have complained about housing prices being too expensive, a lot of us, myself included, we tend to blame larger institutional investors who might buy 20 or 30 properties in 5 minutes. You know, they got somebody sitting on the laptop just putting mad offers in and all that type of stuff. But another player in the game when it comes to housing prices being so expensive is the very same place you go to get your mortgage. And let me explain. Like, you know, for those of you, for those that want to purchase a home and you apply for a regular mortgage, rather it be FHA or rather it be conventional. Generally speaking, especially if you apply for FHA. Now, most people, especially first-time home buyers, tend to apply for FHA because FHA tends to have I think FHA has a lower interest rate, and it's a little, and plus you don't got to put as much money down, I believe. So, with that being said, a lot of times, if you apply for, let's say, an FHA mortgage, the property has to meet certain criteria. Like, for one, there can't be no chip and paint. For two, the roof has to be at least half decent. The roof can't be real old. It can't have any holes in it. And there's other criteria that the property has to meet in order to qualify for FHA. And this is something I found out recently when I sold my house in Alabama. Now, if you're looking at buying a house through an FHA loan, from my understanding, they're going to have people that will come to that property and conduct their own home inspection. And because when I sold my property in Alabama, the person that chose to buy my property, he was going through an FHA loan. He was going through FHA for his loan. So there were people that came out and inspected my property. I mean, he didn't hire a regular home inspector. So with all that being said, now let's say somebody who had quote unquote cash money were to come and purchase a particular piece of property. Like, let's say you're a quote-unquote cash buyer. Now, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. But many of your cash buyers, I would say the vast majority of your cash buyers, are not truly paying cash out of their own pocket to buy a piece of real estate. What many of them are doing is they're going to the bank or their credit union or whoever they go to for a loan, and they're getting what's called a cash loan. And when they get this cash loan for whatever amount they get the cash loan for, they take the cash from that loan and they use it to buy real estate. So when a property comes up for sale and it only qualifies for, let's say, conventional, or you gotta be a cash buyer. Some properties you can't even get a conventional. You gotta be a cash buyer. So a lot of your cash buyers are using a cash loan to purchase a piece of real estate. So if you're a cash buyer, guess what? A lot of the stipulations that you have, well, not stipulations, but a lot of the criteria in which a piece of real estate has to meet in order to in order for that property to qualify for any kind of a loan. If you're a cash buyer, you don't have to worry about that. Like, if you're a cash buyer and you wanted to buy a fixer-upper, you could. But if you're a first-time home buyer, or you're a home buyer that you're going through a mortgage and your mortgage is FHA, you're not going to be, in most cases, I would say, you're not going to be able to purchase a fixer-upper. Like the majority of your houses you see for sale that may be a foreclosure, you're not going to be able to buy those type of houses using an FHA loan. But if you're a cash buyer, you will. And another thing is, if you're going, and that's, so, well, I'm gonna hold that thought. So yeah, if you're a cash buyer, you basically have free range of whatever properties you want to purchase. You can purchase something turnkey, move-in ready, or you can purchase something that's a fixer-upper. You might have to put a little bit of work into it. And I would say some of the better deals out here right now are going to be in the fixer-uppers, unfortunately. Many of the houses I've seen that are turnkey, move-in ready, not only are they grossly overpriced. Give me a second here. Yeah, I had to stop the video because there's somebody driving by with music on, and I'm not trying to not get paid for this video. So I had to cut it off and then cut it back on when they drove by. So anyways, let me think here. Like I was saying, the majority of the properties that are turnkey, move-in ready, generally they're going to be very overpriced. And secondly, the renovations at those properties under rent are in most cases half-assed done. In most cases, the renovations were not done correctly. You know, they use low quality materials, and when it comes to like the electric, in many cases they may have used the wrong grade wiring, for an example, for the electric. And just all in all, the quality of the renovation was piss poor in most cases, from what I've seen so far in properties that are turnkey, move-in ready. So yeah, another reason why houses are so expensive is because of some of the requirements that a piece of property, that a piece of real estate has to meet in order for it to qualify for any kind of a loan, especially an FHA. I mean, that's something that not too many people talk about. A lot of people want to talk about, well, you got the institutional investors grabbing up a lot of the properties. Yes, very true, you do. But you also got a lot of these banks that make it even harder for first-time home buyers. Because there's first-time home buyers out here that are very handy, and they can take a fixer-upper and turn it into a beautiful home. Unfortunately, they're not going to have that opportunity because they have to go through a mortgage in order to buy the house. And most mortgage holders are not going to allow those people to purchase a fixer-upper. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Hopefully y'all got something out of the video. And I'm going to holler at you all later.